Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet and I have a question for you. If you were given the opportunity to earn airline miles instead of cash when you save money, would you take that option? Because that's exactly what Bask Bank is offering customers for their savings account. So in this video, we're going to explore this option and see if it's a good option for you. Now, if you want a simple way to help on the channel, consider hitting that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn that bell notification on as well so you don't miss out on future videos. Now, it does seem like we have a few banks getting creative in ways of rewarding people on their savings accounts versus just a standard interest rate, which is pretty negligible right now. I mean, you have Yotta, which is that gambling, lottery-style savings account, but you also have Bask Bank, which offers a way to earn American Airlines miles when you save money. And I'm betting for many of you out there, this is probably your first time hearing about Bask Bank. And I do have to say, these alternative style savings accounts I think are pretty interesting because it's thinking outside the box in a way to reward people, and I like when companies do that because who knows what other options this could lead to. I mean, could you imagine Chase offering a savings account where you earn ultimate reward points, or American Express offering a savings account that earns membership reward points, or even maybe Taco Bell starts one up where I can earn free chalupas based on my savings, which I would actually strongly consider. Now, Bask Bank has a relationship with American Airlines that you're going to earn American Airlines miles instead of cash when you save money. And this does give an additional way to earn American Airlines miles beyond Citi credit cards or Barclays credit cards, which is good since American Airlines can be tougher to earn. And how this works is that when you put money in a Bask savings account, you're going to earn one American Airlines mile for each dollar you save annually. Now, there's no cash interest earned on these accounts, and there's no limit to the number of miles you can earn as well. And you're going to start earning rewards on the business day the Bask Bank receives your cash deposit. And Bask Bank is FDIC insured for up to $250,000, so your money is safe there. Now, these miles will not count towards status. These are just for redeemable miles. And the mile payout you get each month will be your average monthly balance on your account. And when you sign up for an account with Bask, you enter your American Airlines frequent flyer number so they know where to deposit your miles as well. So for example, if you had a monthly average of $10,000 for the month of December, you would earn about 850 American Airlines miles. And the value of these miles will really depend on how you value and redeem American Airlines miles. Redeeming for coach flights is going to yield you a lower return since ticket costs are less, but redeeming for premium cabin international flights on partner airlines could provide you a greater return since those are some expensive tickets. Now, I personally value American Airlines miles right around 1.4 cents per point. So using that value, that means you would earn about $12 in rewards for those 850 miles you had on that $10,000 savings, which is better than what you would get from a standard savings account. Now, Bask Bank is currently offering a bonus where you can earn 1,000 American Airlines miles when you hold a $5,000 balance or more in your account for 90 days within 120 days of opening your account. And this would be the equivalent of like 14 bucks. So if you're someone chasing banking account bonus, I would highly recommend you check out Dr. of Credit's website where they have a great list of banking account bonuses that can help you earn a lot of money. But there could be more or better bonuses in the future with Bask Bank, but to park $5,000 for about 14 bucks in value just really doesn't seem like a good option. Also, let me know if you want me to talk more about banking account bonuses in the future as well. Now, with any savings account, you're going to be sent a 1099 form each year to pay taxes on the money that you earn. And with a normal savings account, the value is pretty simple to calculate since a dollar is, well, a dollar. But with airline miles, people value these miles differently, and sometimes we value them differently as customers than the companies that offer these miles. So the value of airline miles is highly variable. And currently, Bask Bank, for tax purposes, values American Airlines miles at 0.42 cents per mile, which I will say is a great value for customers, and it's a really low cost. But do remember, this can change at any time, but right now this is a really solid offer. And that's about a full cent per point lower than what I value American Airlines miles at. That means if you were to earn 10,000 miles in a year, you would get a 1099 form for about 42 bucks. And you can easily get more than $42 in value from 10,000 American Airlines miles. So from a tax perspective, this is a great price to essentially buy or earn American Airline miles for the cheap. And while that's great that you can earn these miles, what can you do with American Airline miles? Now, American Airline miles do have some great uses, from their web specials to using miles on their partner airlines. Although American Airlines has gone dynamic in pricing for flights on their metal, so award prices can vary. For example, you can fly from Washington, D.C. to Tokyo in business class one way for only 60,000 American Airline miles, and this would even include options to fly on Japan Airlines, which is one of the best airlines in the world. But while American Airline miles may not be the most valuable airline miles around, they still offer a lot of value to customers. And the value is really going to depend on where you're traveling to and from and the cabin you're flying in. But even economy flyers can get a great value from American Airline miles, although you're not going to get a crazy cent per point value. But then it all comes down to, is it worth earning airline miles over cash? Now, for banks to offer miles instead of a typical interest rate is definitely intriguing, because it brings something else to the table which could be valuable to people. And while the value of this looks good in terms of the cost Bask Bank considers American Airline miles, there are some things to consider. First off, you're earning a specific airline currency, which, if you've been paying attention to recent current events, both Delta and United devalued their miles at a time when very few people are actually traveling, without notice as well, so the risk of devaluation is real here. And if American Airlines did this, this would reduce the value you would receive from those miles, and it really just seems like it's a matter of time before American Airlines devalues Partners Award with their miles, since that's something we've already seen the other US legacy carriers do. Then the other thing to consider here is, unless you put a lot of money into this account, the amount of miles you're going to earn is going to be pretty small, and it could take a lot of time to earn something usable. I mean, some of the examples Bask Bank has are savings account with $60,000 in it, and they say 60,000 American Airline miles is better than the $54 in interest that you would earn on some other account. And I agree. 60,000 American Airline miles are extremely valuable, but not everyone has that kind of money to put into a savings account. But if you're able to keep $5 or even, let's say, $10,000 in this account all year long, you would earn either 5 or 10,000 American Airline miles. And unless you're finding a web special or maybe a short haul flight, this isn't going to take you very far, because even if you consider an American Airlines saver pricing ticket, it's going to cost you 12,500 miles for a flight in the US over 500 miles in distance. And off-peak pricing to Europe starts at 22,500 miles, and even off-peak pricing to Asia starts at just 32,500 miles. So depending on how much money you have in your Bask account, it could take you years before you have enough miles to actually book a flight. And the odds of devaluation in that time, I would say, are pretty high. And at that rate, would you just be better off with the cash you'd earn even at a lower rate from a standard savings account? Now, if you're someone who's heavily involved with American Airline miles, or use American Airline miles regularly, or even live in an AA hub, this could provide you a nice complement to your American Airlines earning strategy, even though there is risk involved. Because remember, American Airline miles are not part of any flexible currency program like Ultimate Rewards or Membership Rewards, although you can transfer from Marriott over to American Airlines. So having some money in a Bask savings account could overall help your American Airlines mileage account. But the same issue still remains. Unless you have more money to put in this account, you could be earning airline miles at a very slow rate. Although in this game, every bit can help you, especially if you use these miles consistently and as you take into account banks continue to tighten up on their credit cards. Now, the interest rates on typical savings account aren't great right now, but you can still earn like 0.6% from American Express or even 1% back from Chime. But the potential return on a Bask savings account is much higher than that of a typical savings account. And this account isn't going to be for everyone. If you're someone who doesn't use American Airline miles, prefers cash savings, then this is probably not for you. Or if you're not able to put enough money into this account, then the amount of miles you could be earning may not be enough to amount to anything useful. But if you're someone who likes to earn American Airline miles or wants a way to earn more rewards that gives you more potential value than a typical savings account, then I think a Bask savings account could actually provide you a unique opportunity just to do that. But just like with everything else in this game, just take a look at your options and run the numbers. And if the numbers work out for you, then do it. And if things change and this is no longer a good option for you, just move your money somewhere else. So tell me, do you like these alternative style savings accounts? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in this video. If you want to help support the channel, take a look at the links down in the description below. And if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, feel free to share it with them. And until next time, safe travels, take care.